You'll float too. Oh God. Yes, Monica's birthday balloon is still floating around. Welcome guys, back to another episode of Crimson Gray. Yes, we're calling it Crimson Gray this time. Dusk and Dawn, the sequel to Crimson Gray. And if you guys didn't know about this, if you missed the first episode, you might want to go check it out because this is number 2, just in case you didn't read the title all the way. But hey, before we get started guys, you like digital manga, I hope you do. Because if you go to Bookwalker today, you can get $5 off of your digital manga purchase if you enter code Bijuu lowercase, okay? I just thought that's appropriate because if you like anime visual novels, you'll probably like digital manga. So yeah, you can get something for almost practically free with that code, okay? Some things on there are kind of cheap, so just, I mention Bookwalker every now and then, alright? And I will also include a list down below of things I recommend you reading, okay? It's a full list on Bookwalker, okay? So yeah, check it out. The link helps if that's your kind of thing, alright? Helps the channel on. Anyway, let's move on. Okay, so last episode, someone knocked on the door, right? And not a whole lot happened. We did cut someone's brake lines as Yandere, because we're playing as Yandere, but someone knocked on the door, and let's see who it is. That freaking knocking noise though, it is like, it really does make you believe. Okay, I put it in like a previous video, you guys were saying that it really made you believe someone was at your door, so I get it. Oh my God, this guy! The boy on the other side was someone she recognized from one of John's classes. John said that he was intelligent. Lizzie didn't want to find him annoying, so under normal circumstances, he was fine. At the moment, she felt only rage towards him, barely containing within her smile. So this is the guy that wanted us to join their couples club thing or whatever. He was physically fit, but no threat. Her axe could be in her hand before. You don't even know, guy, dude, that looks like me before I dyed my hair, like literally. Holy crap. Hey Aaron, what's up? You guys want to check for news? Francesca Kelsey is gonna seriously just do it. What? It took Lizzie an anxious moment to identify the name, a public figure, not someone they knew, related to the pharmaceutical industry, not an immediate threat, but an annoyance at this moment. Who is that supposed to be? The news seemed to matter to John, so he headed to turn the salvage TV in the corner. Lizzie reluctantly acknowledged that Aaron was going to be an entity in their life, at least for a little while, and allowed him to step aside. So she's, the Yandere girl's allowing this guy to go to just come in their lives, I guess. Like, she basically analyzes everyone, you know, basically puts them in 2 categories: threats, or no, like probably like 3. Threats, no threats, sort of a threat, you know, basically, okay? Something tells me that she puts girls at a higher standard, or what I mean by that, basically, she examines them more thoroughly, because she doesn't want them to get her John Cena! Oh, I cracked myself up, okay, guys? Alright, keep in mind that I'm probably going to be skipping a lot of text because it's pretty text heavy, guys. I highly encourage you guys to check this out down below. You know, play the visual novel for yourself, you know, get all of it in. This is just me reacting to basically the entire thing. So, like, I'm probably gonna skip through some things because there's a lot of text that I feel like it's not too important, but you know, kind of gets you immersed. I don't know. I just want to keep you guys entertained. That's really what I care about. After flipping to the right channel, John watched carefully as the news reports ran. Aaron slightly touched against a nearby wall, leaving Lizzie to hover behind John when she heard Koitek's name. Oh no. Okay, guys. So recap: Koitek is an evil pharmaceutical company that really ruined their lives. Okay, and is kind of the reason why Lizzie's here, if I remember right. The study they talked about, what did we miss? They didn't go into detail, but something about how sloppy pharmaceutical experiments used to be. A whole town of people got sick, bad stuff, yanderes were produced. Lizzie's heart began beating rapidly. Was it possible that the report mentioned her? No, not her specifically. There were private concerns, but it might have referenced her experiment, basically how she came into being. How many cases did they talk about? Anything involving specific individuals? Just general information that I heard. Why? Exactly the question that Lizzie had been afraid of. I used to be part of Paxitine's trial, but that didn't go well. Yeah, that's basically what happened last game. And it made us even more depressed, I think, than we really should have been, if I remember. Oh, is that how you got clued into all this? Behind them, Lizzie let her fingers slowly relax. John had been thinking of her. Had exposed her to any unnecessary attention, of course he would. She was awful for doubting him. She was feeling a warm glow. She missed John's response. Well, anyway, they only emphasize the biggest cases. Kelsey is trying to prove the harms are large enough that the government policy needs to change. So that was how it was connected. Francesca Kelsey was the researcher. He used to work for the Food, Drug, and Cosmetic Administration, but left as part of a protest. She had been campaigning for increased powers to regulate pharmaceutical megacorporations since then. Lizzie usually didn't have many options about politics, but she approved in this case if it did damage to Koitek. So it seems like we're kind of just getting this character introduced. That's really all this really seems to be about. Kelsey is going on a speaking tour, trying to raise awareness of the issue, basically, of these pharmaceutical companies. But now all the locations are set. We need to get her on this campus, man. Oh no, something tells me that it's not gonna be a good thing. Oh, I get it. I don't know how much we can help though. Well, I wanted to ask you if you join again. We need more people to lead this if we're going to gain any momentum. Also, is that what the real intention of that club is gonna be? John hesitated, looking towards her. His mouth had opened slightly as if to ask something, but he saw the tension in her eyes. Erin looked back too, but Lizzie had pulled her finger from her mouth and he couldn't see past her smile. It's going to be hard for us to commit to that, I think, but keep us informed of what happens, alright? Alright, I won't press. I'm gonna get Kelsey here, though. Surely we're a big enough campus. Okay, so I feel like that's gonna be a big, it's gonna really play to the story. So basically, our concern is that we don't even want Koei Tech to be around us at all, and she's related to them, so we're afraid that they will find us here, basically, and we don't want that to happen because, we were running away from them. When she turned back, she discovered John watching her with concern. She had been aware that Erin had left, of course, but it was at the periphery of her thoughts. Only now did she reflect on the amount of time that had passed. Are you worried about it? I'm just afraid something will happen. Koei Tech will be watching. John approached and wrapped his arms around Lizzie. Oh, that's so cute. Maybe, but everyone will be watching. Francesca Kelsey is one of the main political opponents, so they will have to know that anything around her will be scrutinized. Even if Erin gets her to come, I'm sure it will pass without incident. So John ain't even worried, okay? He's not paranoid like we are. Do you think Erin was like concerned about all the knives you have around her house? Like, God. All right, so now we're gonna go to sleep, okay? Please hold me until I fall asleep. As they lay together, Lizzie curled up against his side. She began to feel calm again, being near him. Always generated a deep warmth within her, and just lying in his arms like this was peaceful bliss. So we went to sleep, okay? The warehouse stretched forever in every direction, sterile white walls yawning towards eternity. In the center of it, they were impossibly tiny, yet they were everything. Her memory of the scene played out again. Mrs. Smith having both of them trapped, trying to turn them against each other. In real life, she had fought back. John had helped her and treated her even at her worst, and they had escaped. So we're having flashbacks of what happened in the last game. But this time, instead of using an ejection to cause him pain, Mrs. Smith began removing her clothes. Whoa, okay. So it's that kind of dream. Okay, all right, Lizzie, what's up with you? So Lizzie tore out of her dream. It was a nightmare. She found herself bolt upright in bed. She had snagged her knife from its place. She has a knife like taped under her pillow or something. Like, what is going on with this girl? It took her a moment to come back to herself to realize that it had been a dream. John was lying beside her, coming awake as he realized how upset she was. There was no fear in his eyes, but she can see the deep concern there was. I mean, of course, so much room for, there needs to be concern for this girl. Lizzie, are you alright? I'm fine, John, it's just a bad dream. She gave him a beaming smile and set the knife aside casually, but her acting wasn't good enough. There were still lines of concern in his face. What if she started sleepwalking with these knives? Like, I don't know about this. I just feel like there's so much that needs to be thought about, John. I'm sorry, John. Don't say that. I'm glad that I can be here for you. You always are. Come here and try to relax. She snuggled against him. Much of her anxiety was fading, but if one day he wasn't there, what if someone took him from her? What if? So basically, like, Lizzie's just paranoid as crap. Like, she's trying to live in the normal world as a yandere, but she's really, really paranoid. So she's in class writing down notes. Like, just like the girl she is. Lizzie paused for a moment, looking over what she had written. It was chaotic, but a familiar chaos. She ain't even writing school notes at this point. She's literally writing like crazy thoughts. His name over and over again and increasingly scratching letters. Like, wild fragments of thoughts connecting conspiracy lists of women who have gotten close to him. She wondered what John would think if he read this and decided it was better not to burden him. Thinking of him always made her smile, but Lizzie also stopped to consider John as analytically as she could. Her mind ran over the roll of images she held of his face, all the smallest changes in his eyes. He was doing better than usual, she realized. Though his smile was sometimes melancholy, it felt appropriate for him, and she didn't see any other signs of depression. There was no shadowy in his eyes, and he had been very affectionate last night, so he's been a lot better than normal. It seemed that the event planning had gone through. Their local campus activists had petitioned the right places, so now Francesca Kelsey is going to be speaking now. Okay, that was a good thing theoretically. It would disturb Koei Tech and it would make John happy. Lizzie had read some of her articles to try to vet her, and Francesca seemed intelligent. Her visit would probably give things a nice things to talk about. She was married too, so hey, there's always that, right? You always gotta check if they're married. They got a ring on their finger, huh? Whoops, it'd be a shame if it fell off. So now it's after class and we went to like the administration building. As she entered the building, she saw that a crowd of people had gathered. It appeared to be an ordinary enough college group. Luckily not a concern though, it was more difficult to evaluate threats in crowds such as this. She searched through the random people in the way, but was unable to find John. Realizing that she was not going to be engaged, Lizzie refocused on Aaron, who was coming to greet her. Oh my god. Hey, he's a player! So is this the only girl that she sees in her mind? Because they're twins! Aaron and two women, young, attractive women, their age, wearing clothes that were stylish and extremely suggestive. Not physical threats, but potentially. Lizzie gave all of them a brittle smile. Hey Lizzie, good to see you here. I'm just hanging out with my lady friends. Hello? We're just getting organized, but there are a ton of things we need to do. We already printed a bunch of flyers to put up, but we're actually got space on the big boards. So we need some people to help design a poster. And we also... Where's John? Where's John? Over in the corner. We're going to organize this after this. Thank you. Enough. Out of your mouth. Shut your mouth. We're done. Bye-bye. Wow, she just shut them down, okay? Oh, okay, so we can do things now. So ask Aaron for more information. Retreat the monitors and retreat and monitor the situation. Oh, when you hover over it, it says gather weapons. Interrogate Aaron for more information. What the heck? They totally changed. Defend John with knives. Ignore targets and find John. Ignore others. Oh, that's so cool. Investigate everyone in the room. Eliminate everyone in the room. Okay, this is an interesting visual novel. So literally things are changing because of how freaking crazy we are. I didn't even get to save. We should save this. I would like to interrogate Aaron for more information. That seems like the most appropriate thing to do. Lizzie's mind raced, considering her best course of action, and then she heard John's voice. In a rush, she realized how close she was to making a mistake. Yeah, just a little bit. There he was. Lizzie restrained herself as she simply skipped up to him, taking his arm like any normal girlfriend would, yeah. Hello, Lizzie! Sorry I'm late. She beamed at John, reassured him that everything was alright. Then she also beamed at the nearby people. Not likely any threats, but she beamed hard at them anyway. Better watch yourself. I actually just finishing organizing all the different tasks. Aaron is better at drawing people together than organizing the details, That's so true. Oh no. Oh no. She's dead. Some girl laughed unnecessarily loud at his observation. Oh my god, that was so funny! John over here is the comedian now. Prompting Lizzie's full attention to zero in on her. Slight pupil dilation, no visible flushing, heart rate slightly above average. Was that flirting? Was that flirting? We weren't assigned any tasks yet. What do you think, Lizzie? Do you want to help or do you want to do something at home? It was an obvious lifeline to her if she was too stressed, and Lizzie left him for it. Of course she could trust her. John would always be true to her. You might have to go. We all need help that we can get. The girl's gaze turned away from John too deliberately. A ruse, maybe? And toward Lizzie, she gave a smile that touched the corners of her eyes, indicating that it was authentic, but though Lizzie automatically mirrored it, she only felt cold hollowness. I was actually hoping you could help us put up flyers. I've seen you around the campus. You're super fast. What game does she have in mind with such flattery? I like how we're questioning everything. It's freaking good. It's up to you, Lizzie, but I noticed that we need a couple of people to move cabinets and the desk out of the supply room we're gonna, use. You think we could do that? Okay, so now we got some more options. Don't participate. Let him participate, but keep him safe. Take care of it for him. Participate together. Take John's idea. I don't know, guys. I just want to go full yandere, though. No, let's be extra crazy. Take care of it for him. Actually, John, let me take care of this for you, huh? They need someone to run the flyers, right? I can do that quick. You go home and relax. Okay, thanks for helping. Chew on that finger one more time. Wow, you're really playing up the dotting wife card, huh? Is there something wrong with that? No, it's your choice. Listen, I'm going to put the plan for the flyers here and let you take care of it, okay? That suited Lizzie just fine. Oh, it's all fine. So we're literally just running around putting up flyers and we're so paranoid. And then we raced home. So we put up the flyers, raced home. Just as she had feared, there was a sad look in John's eyes. He wasn't as depressed as he had been before, just quietly doing his work, but her heart ached. He's like, my girlfriend is absolutely bat crazy. Like, I don't know what I'm gonna do, Lizzie took care of him for the rest of the night until he seemed better. Then he held him close until he fell asleep. But though it was always peaceful lying next to John, she had a feeling that she would need to spend some time in her notebook soon. We gotta do some more writing, okay? We gotta write our crazy thoughts down the next day. So we did what basically any Yandere would do, you know, any sane Yandere. We spied on John in his workplace, in the library. So we're here to spy on John. She peered around a bookshelf and finally spotted him. John sat behind the desk, reading from one of his books. He was making decent progress, brow furrowed in that concentrated look that she so loved, but occasionally his focus seemed to waver. She noticed his eyes grow a little distant, and he had to backtrack on the page. Sometimes when he did, he would look at a sheet of paper beside him for a while, occasionally make a note. That's actually my problem too. Like, a lot of times, like, I love reading, but sometimes when I read, like, I just have so much on my mind that I just, like, I can't concentrate, and I have to read like the page over and over again. Like, that happens to me a lot. It sucks. Were they just his notes? But she knew that John's note-taking habits extremely well, and that wasn't how he usually operated. It was as if she was trying to read, but simultaneously distracted by thoughts of something else. Oh, look at that face. What could it possibly be? Her mind imagined that it had some kind of love letter, but she discarded that possibility as quick as she could. No, John wouldn't do that. If he wrote a love letter, it would be to her. Honestly, what I think that John's doing is like getting a book on like basically Lizzie's condition, and like he's probably spending this entire time studying about her, and that's why he looks sad, and he's writing notes because he's trying to figure out what the heck to do with her, because he knows like she's crazy. Like, you have to keep in mind that this entire game is it's just Lizzie's perspective, when the first one, it was all about John's perspective. Hours passed in a flash, and suddenly John was standing and yawning. After so long of his stillness, it was almost startling. Apparently his shift was almost over, which meant that he needed to lock up. Decided that she watched enough, Lizzie sneaked through the back stacks and approached from near the entrance again, beaming. John smiled the instant he saw her. "Oh, Lizzie, I hope you weren't lonely. I just wanted to come greet you once your shift was over. You were a sight for sore eyes after this death shift. Just give me a moment to lock up." It didn't take him long, and then they were walking across campus to head back home. Her arm through his, and his head leaning against his shoulder like a cute couple. They passed the couple, now lying on top of one another. Oh my god. You know, it's those people with the hormones. John seemed a little surprised, but just shook his head. Lizzie inclined her head toward them, then looked back at him and raised her eyebrows. "Sorry, I can barely keep my eyes open." "That's okay. I know you studied hard. Let me help you rest." "So we're going home." Eventually, he fell asleep with his head on her lap, finally looking truly at peace. Lizzie stroked his hair and stared down at him, watching. So the school's just basically still preparing for this girl to arrive. That's the main part, guys. I'm really paraphrasing a lot of this. John slumped on the couch, too unfocused to notice her. There was an emptiness in his eyes that she hadn't seen in some time, immediately making her heart hammer in her chest. "John, are you okay? Is something wrong?" "I'm just a little tired. That's not a problem or anything." "Of course there's a problem if you're not feeling okay. You don't have to pretend to smile for me, John. It's okay to be sad sometimes." "Thank you, Lizzie. It's nothing specific. I'm just having a bad day. Stay right here and don't worry about anything." She skipped closer and gave him a quick hug and a kiss, but didn't try to press. Instead, she moved on to the kitchen, getting something simmering. When John was depressed, he didn't want to eat. She had learned that trying to force him could turn bad, but the smell would slowly get to him though. While doing her work, Lizzie headed into the bathroom and counted his depression medication. It didn't seem like he had forgotten or that he had taken more than usual, which is good, but though his medication helped, it couldn't make his life perfect. There had been a time where she had desperately hoped that she could do that. She still wished that she could, but she knew that his sadness didn't mean that he didn't love her. All she could do was be supportive. That's freaking creepy. Freaking balloon, get out of here. When she came back out, he had slumped back further, but she saw a bit more relaxation. When she came back out, he had slumped back further, but she saw a bit more relaxation in his posture. Suddenly, her heart ached with love for him, so intense that she had to support herself on the doorframe. Oh my god, it's so adorable. "Do you need to talk about anything?" "I'll be okay. I just overextended myself preparing for Kelsey's visit. I could do more to help. You shouldn't feel obligated to help if you're feeling bad. That's kind to you, but I think I've already taken on too much. You don't need to carry everything. I could do some too." Talk about issues. No, we should talk about it. So I guess they didn't talk about it. Never mind. Alright, so now is the day for the girl to come basically talk. Her expectations had been tempered by John's attitude though. Aaron and some of the other organizers were exhilarated, as if a visit from a guest speaker would change everything. But John was reserved, and that's one of the things that we loved about John. So basically this guest speaker is not that big of a deal, I guess. I'm just kind of waiting for something to happen, you know what I mean? They were headed out to attend soon, and though it was going to be as casual as most events on campus, Lizzie has dressed up. You know, she got a little dressed up there. A little out of habit, she lingered by the cabinet trying to select which weapons to take along with her. You know, just girl things, like which axe should I take with me today? The blue one? Problem was that she had room for so few. Her axe, of course, but the knives were always a problem. problem. Ready to go, Lizzie? I'm almost ready. I was thinking about taking the chainsaw today, John. Almost, John. Just let me pick a knife and I'll be with you. Oh, she really... She said it. He leaned against the nearby wall, watching her thoughtfully as she chose. Oh, it's like, this is just normal. I'm just wondering, would you be happy if Kelsey managed to destroy Koitek somehow? Of course, it's a terrible company. It gave me that awful drug and it tried to take us apart. But she isn't going to destroy it, just regulate it. Maybe things will get better, but I want revenge. I meant destroy in a metaphorical sense, dismantling the corporation. You're more thinking leveling it to the ground. Blood and flames, that is. Lizzie answered happily and finally picked a slender knife, a good balance of range, heavy enough to be durable, but thin enough to augment her axe with stabbing potential. This is ridiculous. But I don't mind things like this. Anything that works against them is good, and though I don't want you to hurt yourself, I'm happy that you care about this so much. But if there was one way to leave them intact but ensure they never bother us again, I take it, of course, you're the most important thing. She leaned forward to give him a kiss, letting this one linger. It might be their last time until the serious event was over, and she wanted to enjoy it. Not that she minded waiting, it made the next kiss when they came together all the sweeter. I just wanted to say that you're the most important thing to me. Sorry if I seem preoccupied by all of this. No, it's fine. I like to see you focus on things you love. Well, I don't take you for granted. I hope I never do. Aw, John, if you keep talking like that, we won't make it to the event. Okay, so we're gonna go to the event. Okay, I'm literally just waiting for something to happen. Like, I don't want to bore you guys or anything like that. Like, I'm not saying it's boring. It's just like, I know that watching YouTube videos, you want to know the juicy details. Okay, so we're at the event. We took a seat at the back, and there's a lot of people here. Lots of people from the community too. Doesn't surprise me. Koitek may not have any direct presence here, but they manufacture so many drugs, people know about them. So people are interested. So Lizzie's like, you know, so this girl's about to come on, right? And Lizzie's like looking at the exits, like finding the exits, because she's prepared for something to go down. When Francesca took the stage, Lizzie surreptitiously shot a glance at John, but she had been wrong to worry. He had shifted to his purely focused mode and interested only in what she had to say. On my first day of work at the FDCA, my supervisor said I should look for another job because the organization wouldn't be needed for long. She was a good speaker. Though her speech had the feeling of one that had been repeated a huge number of times, it had an air of authenticity. But it was practice authenticity. Lizzie could only focus in the background anyway. So her speech basically is like the unregulation of like these drugs and the effects that they're having on people, which caused Lizzie to have her condition to be Yandere basically. And so she's like basically has this campaign saying, hey, that's bad, we should stop this, it should be more regulated, all that stuff. John says, are you alright? John, would you want me to step forward and do that? So she also says this, there are several people alive today bearing the scars of this unchecked research. Sooner or later, they will come forward. John says, are you alright? John, would you want me to step forward and do that? No. His answer came immediately. Lizzie was a little surprised and John seemed to have taken himself aback, but a moment later he smiled. No, you matter more to me than all of this. Anyone who stepped forward would be surrounded by a horrible amount of controversy. I want you here with me. So Lizzie could speak out and say, hey, I was affected by this. That's interesting. So John's gonna go ask a question now. For those of us that want to have a career in this field, where do you think we can make the most difference? What balance do you see between regulating from outside and trying to change organizations from within? Not a bad question though. Lizzie found herself wondering just how much it mirrored his thought process. He had discussed his thoughts about the future with her, of course, but there was something different about hearing him state them aloud in front of so many people. A good question, but a difficult one. I'd like to believe that the best answer is in the FDCA or another regulatory body, but I'm sure I'd recommend someone who hasn't started their career go with that direction. We'll see what happens with our lobbying over the next few years. As for reforming from within, I'm tempted to say that that's impossible. So basically, her answer is like, there needs to be more competition. Basically, people need to get into this field, that way. Because like, if you guys don't know, like competition makes people be better, right? So like think of PUBG, like PUBG was so popular, right? And then Fortnite came out, right? And then they were competitors and they have to basically one up each other. All right, so it ended without incidents and you know, we didn't have to bring our axe apparently, at least not yet, okay? So Lizzie's in class again, basically just kind of thinking about what happened, right? And she ended up scribbling her Yandere notes once again, as she always does, right? No one usually paid her any mind. She could finish and leave herself in a good place with, holy crap. Lizzie reached instantly at the voice over her shoulder, slamming her notebook closed with one hand and reaching down for her axe with the other. She has her axe with her at school? Where does she keep it at? She restrained herself from acting, instead focusing up on the girl behind her. That's some serial killer crap right there. I don't think my personal drawings are any of your business. It's everyone's problem if you're talking about some random guy. Lizzie forced herself to smile, not to mess anything up for him. Her body trembled just slightly as she put her notebook away and rose to her feet calmly. That isn't some random guy, it's my boyfriend. And does he know you keep a stalker journal? No, but that was beside the point. She didn't understand at all. She was insulting their relationship. Lizzie evaluated her quickly. No physical threat, no capability to put up any resistance. Well, guys, should we kill her? I don't understand what she said about the boyfriend thing, though. But I think we should kill her, maybe? I don't know, pick this one. For a moment, her will coalesced, and Lizzie was utterly certain that she needed to eliminate this girl. Her fingers twitching, preparing. Go through with it. Oh, well, we should save it. We should save it. Go through with it. Memories of John floated in her mind, bringing her a peaceful calm. Lizzie gave the girl a gentle smile. I'm sorry you feel that way, but I really don't think it's your place to judge our relationship. But I'm going to get on with my life now. You get on with yours. Lizzie gave her another smile and departed as swiftly as possible, skipping her step. Okay, so we didn't do it. We keep saying that we're gonna do something, but we don't. Because we want to be a good girl, right? Oh, wait, no, never mind. There was no questions the girl needed to be disposed of. The only question was that, in what way would be the most appropriate? So we're gonna do it later, okay? I'm guessing this is probably gonna result in a bad ending again. Oh, so Lizzie decided that it would be best to remove her with poison. What a great choice. Lizzie made sure to do everything right, telling the girl over several days to learn her schedule. Yeah, you know how this goes. When the day finally came, it was disappointingly easy. Lizzie was so happy to hear the news that it was easy to pretend to be upset. Everything was perfect now. Well, gosh darn it, I am just so, like, sad that this girl died of poison. You know, it's just absolutely heartbreaking, and my heart goes out for this girl. John, what's wrong? Hi, honey. Did you hear about the girl who died? Yeah, I don't really care about her, though. Lizzie, do you still get the urge to kill people? You know, I do, but, you know, you don't think I'd actually do it. That's good, I really do love the way you are, but sometimes I worry that please don't worry, John. Everything is fine now, we're safe, there's no need to kill anyone. I guess I'm just being paranoid. There was a smile that she wanted from him. Lizzie happily went to embrace him, gripping him as tightly as she could. It had been true, there was no more need to kill anyone. The threat was gone and she had been at peace again, and John wouldn't notice anything as she could love him forever. Now there was nothing left to do but make happy college memories. Oh, that was it. That was one of the endings. Okay, so we're gonna leave her alive this time. There's so many choices! Oh, we do have an option to remove her fingers and feed them to her. So horrible! So this time we actually told John about it instead of kill her. You know, which is a good thing to do, right? John, thank you! I'm always here for you, Lizzie. As she regained clarity, she realized that she just added stress to his life. Aw, crap. Aw, dang, we can't win. Okay, so basically time passes, you know, and we come home and John is now staring at her notebook. Here, her focus condensed down to a single point, flickering over everything, his posture, his eyes, the exact set of his mouth, the speed at which he looked up to her. Yeah, we examined all those little details, which I find interesting. Lizzie, are these the things you felt that you couldn't tell me? What? No, not at all. I believe you, but have you been keeping these notebooks as long as we've been together? I had books like these a long time ago, but no, I only started again recently. That's the only one, other than the new one I just started. Did something happen to make you more stressed? Is it something I've done? It definitely isn't anything you did, John. It wasn't anything specific. I've just been a little anxious lately. I was worrying about the speech might be more of a problem. I can understand that. You know, we're a great couple, just keeping everything tight-knit. You don't hate me, right? Nothing in the notebook scares you? John looked at her in astonishment. A moment later, he moved forward to embrace her. Of course not. I'm just sad that you were stressed and you felt like you couldn't tell me. He wrapped an arm around her, pulled her closely, sat side by side. Oh, so John, they were just basically talking, but John said that, you know, I want you to be my partner, Lizzie. I don't want you to worship, but I don't want you to worship me. I understand that. But John deserves it. You're wonderful and I love you with my whole heart. She's talking to him in third person. That's crazy. I know that, but since I love you, I have to be honest with you. This worries me a little bit, this journal. This capitalized version of me, is that really me? I'm almost afraid of this, I'm almost afraid all of this is for someone else that represents me, but isn't me in truth. No, it's not like that at all. She clutched him to his head against her chest, so she's like scared to death. If I just refer to you like any other boy, it just doesn't feel right. Like I'm saying that they're the same as you, and I would never betray you like that, John. So it's the way that she just worships him too much. Lizzie, I think I can understand that a little, but can you understand me too? I do, John. So it's interesting the fact that he's trying to say, hey, you're a little crazy, basically. So they got done talking. At the moment she was talking to a girl named Rose, she was always hanging out. Wow, she's dressed normal. Wow, we are making some real progress, don't you think, guys? No alcohol at all, huh? Like, Not judging, I was just wondering if it was a personal commitment or something. Lizzie was drinking water from her cup, though she hadn't thought about it. She knew the exact reason. Becoming intoxicated reduced her ability to enjoy John's presence and slightly decrease her combat. That's... I love this girl, man. It's just not my taste. That's cool. Honestly, some drinks don't taste very good. I wonder if people really like it, or if just society just convinces everyone they need to like it because it's refined or whatever. Yeah, I don't like alcohol either. Like, I've tried to drink it, but it just doesn't taste good. Like, it's really rare to find something that tastes good. I hadn't thought about that before, so we're actually having a normal conversation, which is great. Society convinces us of all kinds of things like that. Like, who decided weddings should be elaborate? And wearing white is just a vestige of a absurd older custom. I was hoping to wear white for our wedding. I agree with that. Yeah, it's like there's like these norms that everyone just kind of goes with, but they don't question it. So I'm guessing we're at a party, and here's this guy again. Enjoying yourself, Lizzie? Sure, thanks for inviting us. No problem. I'm glad to hear it. You two are hard to read. Really? Well, you seem to understand each other on a deeper level. It's nice to see, honestly. I wish I had a relationship that close. Of course, I don't have one at all right now. Oh, I thought he did. I thought you had a rose. Aaron stopped for a full second, giving a bizarre expression. He narrowed his eyes as if uncertain if she was being serious or if he was being serious. Lizzie, do you really not know that I'm gay? Oh my god, it's Crimson Gay! I knew it! I knew it! It all makes a full circle, guys. No, I hadn't noticed! Oh no, now he just became, oh no. I just realized what this really meant, and this summarizes it perfectly. Crimson Gay is a bad thing in this situation, because he's gonna go after John. He's been hanging around with John quite a lot lately. Oh my god. Oh no, someone's back. Yo, I won't interrupt you, lovebirds, but you want to turn on the news. Oh crap, what's happening? Worst rampages in American history. We have just received a report that one of the students in critical care has unfortunately passed away. What the heck is going on? Lizzie moved to the couch beside John and flashed eyes fixed on the television. John glanced over to her with a thoughtful look. Why would Aaron call us about this in particular? The facts of the incidents are still coming on. One of the most basic facts must have been irrelevant. The good point maybe. Scrolling at the bottom now, I recognize that name. It's a town with a major Koi Tech factory, just like their hometown. Until the police decide to release direct evidence, is there something else we could do to determine about the crime? What's notable is how few were injured compared to those killed, regardless of the weapon used. That's a very unusual statistic. And what does that tell us? What's going on? It might indicate that there was a crime of passion. The individuals killed were targeted specifically, not randomly. What can cause a student to go on such a rampage? Well, emotions are always strong in high school. No, that wasn't right. The death to injury ratio had just caught her attention as well. This is horrible, but do you think it could... Breaking news! The police have released video footage capturing during the tragedy to the media. Children and sensitive viewers may not want to watch. So it's on an empty hallway for a few moments still. Then a student began crawling across the floor, leaving a trail of blood, broken arm, cut to the intestines. Designed to cause pain instead of death, she can see the student's eyes, but she was sure there was an animal fear in them. He was panicking, just trying to get away. A girl appeared on camera. She moved casually but surprisingly fast, swinging a baseball bat idly in one hand. The student gave a mangled squawk and tried to crawl faster. It didn't matter. The girl lunged forward and brought the bat down. Oh, okay. Oh my god. It's another Yandere. Okay, so that's a great place to end it, guys. Alright, tune in to the next episode. There's another Yandere in the picture, okay? And now Crimson Gay has become an official thing, okay? Leave a like if you enjoyed the series, and I'd love to do more. And yeah, guys, play it for yourself if you want to play ahead, alright? Subscribe for more visual novel kind of stuff, guys. And to join Scrubville, alright? I'm really glad that I got to spend some time with you guys, alright? Don't be a Yandere, alright? And I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.
What can I do to please you, mother? In this last episode, screw you. What can I do to please you, mother? And I think it's in the show. That dance while you can. Cause you won't be dancing very long. What can I do to please you, mother? In this last episode, screw you. I swear it damn TV has something to do with this. We're going to Tilted. I wasn't planning on it.